native, it's fast, very little fees, it's decentralized. I think it's pretty exciting. What these guys are doing, that's really just paving the way for digital currencies to take over, in my opinion. If these people are buying Bitcoin and crypto right now, why aren't you? Morgan Stanley is a huge buyer of crypto, coming out and saying they own $458 million worth of Bitcoin. Goldman Sachs is buying. The co-founder of Apple says Bitcoin is pure gold. And as well, in this episode, we're going to touch on Visa and Mastercard ramping up their fees as this paved the way for stablecoins and crypto to overtake some of these payment networks, and how you could be saving some money there, and as well as how to avoid scams, a must-read guide. So me personally, I've been scammed in the crypto space a number of times before, and a bit of my personal mission is now to help people avoid being scammed, and we've got a really super easy step-by-step guide on how to avoid being scammed online, which I'll showcase at the end. But first of all, Morgan Stanley owns at least $458 million worth of Bitcoin in the Grayscale Trust, according to filings. Steve Wozniak, the co-founder of Apple, has come out and said Bitcoin is pure gold mathematics, and it is here to stay. He's also wary of other cryptocurrencies and NFTs. He says that Bitcoin is the only cryptocurrency that has pure gold mathematics, praising the underlying technology. But he's also saying that the many other cryptocurrencies come out and it's a bit of a cash grab, basically, with every celebrity promoting it, and says it's basically collecting a bunch of money from people who want to invest at the very early stage when it's worth pennies. Now, he is basically comparing here Bitcoin as a store of value comparable to gold, and thinks that, and along with Goldman Sachs, predicted that Bitcoin will continue to take market share from gold. Now, Bitcoin is only around a $1 trillion market cap asset right now, and gold is 11 or 12 trillion dollars. So that's a 12x from here. That would take us to well over 400,000 US dollars if we were to overtake the gold market cap, 400,000 US dollars per Bitcoin, which is pretty crazy. Let's see how we go over the next little while to see if we overtake gold. As well, Bain Capital Ventures launches another crypto-focused fund worth $560 million. These are the people that are buying crypto right now. They are hedge funds, tech founders, really smart people in the space are buying Bitcoin. They're setting up funds, they're buying more, they're dollar cost averaging, and just continue to lap up this crypto while it's down. Bain Capital Ventures has been investing into crypto for a little while now, but now they're creating a dedicated crypto-focused fund worth more than $500 million, $560 million, investing purely in crypto startups. These guys have invested into BlockFi, Compound, Digital Currency Group, and Lolly, but this new fund will be dedicated on backing longer-term crypto startups with a 10-year plus time horizon. That's a really good narrative as well for you personally as investors, is to think about the assets that you're buying in, and are they a 10-year time horizon, or you're looking at a quick cash grab? Are you looking at more high risk, high reward sort of investments? Some of these bigger funds are really putting in a big amount of capital into the longer-term investments, and where the smart money goes is usually where the good investments are. And if you can get ahead of those investments before the big guys come in, that's where you're going to get your gains. But it's about trying to find those longer-term crypto assets, which we talk about in our long-term growth portfolio at Collective Shift. So you can jump over to our website and see what long-term investments we're buying and what we're selling. Now, Goldman Sachs as well is now offering an ETH fund to clients through Galaxy Digital. So the bank is introducing crypto-curious clients at Galaxy Institutional investors with a $250,000 minimum investment. They've already sold over $50 million to clients in the ETH dedicated fund. So these guys are just lapping up the crypto right now. It's pretty astonishing in the low prices. Now, Visa and Mastercard preparing to raise credit card fees. Now, Visa and Mastercard announced that they were going to increase their fees, but COVID hit, so they've pushed it back. I don't think they've come out and said how much the fees will be increased, but this is only going to affect merchants. It's going to affect you, the buyer, and it's continuing to cost more and more. I know some online merchants cost 2, 3, 4% already online for transactions. It's really astonishing. So is this going to pave the way for the Lightning Network, maybe stable coins, some of these assets that have really next to little fees to take over? And I think that's kind of probably be the narrative moving forward on how we can move away from these huge corporations that is just making billions and billions of dollars on transaction fees to something like crypto, where it's native, it's fast, very little fees, it's decentralized. The apps, the UI now on some of these apps is much better. The Lightning Network, for example, I think it's pretty exciting on what these guys are doing, because it's really just paving the way for digital currencies to take over, in my opinion. Now, a cool little chart I wanted to show you here. There's for bears a lot of FUD that gets put out about the carbon emissions of Bitcoin, and it's bad for the environment and all this sort of nonsense. If you look at the chart here, washing machines actually produce more carbon emissions than Bitcoin alone, versus the gold industry, which is about 5 times, banking system 5 times, the aviation industry, which is about 20 times, 30 times the amount of Bitcoin. It's nowhere near compared to some of these other industries. So a bit of a non-event in my opinion. In fashion, going into the metaverse, so we've just seen Space Runners. They partnered with the NBA, so the likes of Kyle Kuzma, Nick Young, for those NBA fans out there. They're building fashion in the metaverse, which is super cool, so you can go over and check that out. And crypto scams, especially around at the moment, the new theme is crypto romance scams. I watched the show, if you haven't, Tindler Swindler on Netflix recently. It's pretty interesting. It didn't feature any crypto scams, but I think, what do we said here? Romance scams con victims out of $139 million worth of crypto last year just from the romance scams alone. Now, there's a lot of other scams as well. I've personally been scammed, and it doesn't feel nice, especially when you trust people. So it's a bit of my mission here at Collective Shift on trying to help people navigate their way through crypto, avoid being scammed, and try and build wealth. And as I said, it's my personal mission to help do that, and that's the vehicle of Collective Shift to try and ensure that that doesn't happen to you. So we've built this really amazing free ultimate guide to avoid crypto scams. You can head over to collectiveshift.io, search for scams, and you've got this full resource here. There's so much information. Really top takeaway tips. Remember the basics. Keep your private keys to yourself. Never share your seed phrase. Keep your recovery phrase on offline. So if you've got your 12 or 24 word phrase, write that down, put it in a safe. Don't keep it online. Don't store it in a Google Drive. Don't send it anywhere online. Have two-factor authentication on everything. Is it too good to be true? If they're offering high yields, or the offering, it just seems too good to be true, you're earning 1% per day, or some of these sorts of things, referral fees, staked assets that you can't withdraw, or you'll lose your earnings. Like, all of this sort of stuff is just huge red flags. So please, please, please be careful if it's too good to be true. And although you trust someone in the influencer space, always, always, always dig deeper, ask for more information before doing anything. Be really careful with influencer and celebrity endorsements. NFTs as well, one I've got burned on is ensuring that the NFT you're buying from is actually the correct NFT collection. I bought a collection off OpenSea when it was actually a Solana NFT collection. Yeah, I know, basic mistake. Look for the little blue tick, go to the project's website, get the verified domain before buying. Just some little tips there. I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks as always. If you like these daily videos, please like, subscribe, give me a comment below. Let me know what you want me to talk about. If there's any feedback you have, you can head over to Collective Shift and see all of our free resources and education, as well as our premium stuff. And thanks. Bye for now.